And whether you love or hate virtual learning, the demand for it is making a comeback with this new wave of COVID-19 that we're seeing. And we did talk with some parents and students and, of course, the state's largest school district. We wanted to find out what worked, what didn't, and where online programs are going to go from here because things are changing weekly. Matt Kaufax has been covering this extensively. He is live with a special report tonight. So, Matt, what did you find out?
Cody, Tori, everyone that I spoke to, the district, families, parents, students, they all tell me that admittedly the start to virtual back in 2020 when things shut down was kind of crazy because of how suddenly COVID changed everything. But the district says at the end of the day it was like any other method. Families agree it worked for some and not so much for others. But they do tell me that they are planning on keeping this method of education around for the foreseeable future. Dr. Charlotte McDavid with Greenville County Schools says the district has learned a lot from last year.
We have teachers and students and parents who are in different places with technology. So we learned that differentiation for all, as we call them, learners was very important.
She and Associate Superintendent Jeff McCoy say they know it was a bit of a rocky start to virtual in 2020.
Really, we put together the full virtual school for 23,000 kids in about 6 weeks.
But they believe they've evolved and made things more efficient with every click.
We believe that there's always going to be a need for some level of virtual.
This year, the district says they'll have more of an emphasis on live online instruction. That said,
I think that the value of the brick and mortar experience has grown a new appreciation for parents.
Parents like Matt Spalding, who say e-learning was tough for his high school sophomore daughter, Ella.
She tried her hardest, and when the grades went from here to here, what felt like overnight, we knew that we had to do whatever it is to get her on track with what works for her.
Ella also adds something about things just didn't stick for her, which is why she's excited to be heading back in person.
It's really hard for me because I need to ask questions to learn and I really couldn't at all. I like going and being with my friends and actually talking to them.
On the flip side, parents like Cherish Benton and her daughter Chloe say that while they prefer in person too, they didn't mind virtual.
My kids logged on every day. They participated every day. They did the work that they were instructed to do, and they were fine.
They're also choosing brick and mortar this year, but Chloe, heading into middle school, told us she wouldn't be too upset if things changed again because it worked for them when it had to.
I'm pretty independent. It was pretty easy for me because I just do a lot of things by myself.
And that, says McCoy, is the big takeaway.
We're going to take a broad stroke and say virtual is not for any child. That's just simply not true. Virtual should be a choice for those parents who say, this is what's best for our family and best for our child. Those experiences are important for our kids to have, and I think we have to, our big piece takeaway from that, even to our politicians, has been we're about school choice as well.
To each their own, kind of how we're starting this school year. GCS tells me that they have actually reopened their enrollment window for virtual education. So if you are still interested, you can, I should say, still enroll. They say there's not really a deadline now. They know things are changing all the time, and they're trying to balance those concerns that families have with new things like the surge in COVID cases and the Delta variant. Guys, back to you.